There is one specific thing about 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage that rarely makes it into the version you usually hear. Did you know that each year, approximately 2.5 million people visit the emergency room due to slip and fall accidents? It's a staggering number, and while it often feels like bad luck, there's a whole lot of physics at play behind those everyday breakages. Picture this: you're rushing through the kitchen, coffee in one hand, your phone in the other, and then bam, everything is on the floor. The coffee cup shattered, the phone screen cracked. It's a moment that feels chaotic, but there's an underlying science that can help us understand why these little disasters happen and how we can prevent them in the future. Let's talk about momentum. It's not just a term thrown around in physics classes. It's a force that affects everything we do. When you're moving, whether it's gliding across the kitchen floor or running down a hallway, you carry with you a certain amount of momentum. It's the product of your mass and velocity. If you're moving quickly, the momentum builds up. Ever tried to stop suddenly while carrying something? That forward motion doesn't just disappear. It keeps pushing you and whatever you're holding along. This is why when you trip or lose your grip, the objects you're carrying don't just float gently to the ground. They crash hard. Now, think about what happens next. Your coffee cup meets the floor at a high speed, which is essentially the same as a small car hitting a wall. The cup can only take so much force before it shatters. This is what physicists call the failure point, and it varies from one material to another. Glass, for example, is fragile and sensitive to shock. It's beautiful, yet unforgiving. That's the reason why those cute, delicate ceramic cups often have a way of meeting their end on your kitchen floor. But here's the kicker. We don't need to accept breakage as an inevitable part of life. We can use physics to our advantage. If we understand the forces at play, we can design our environments to minimize accidents. Just consider a simple adjustment, like rearranging your kitchen. By keeping the pathways clear and using non-slip mats, you can reduce the chance of a slip, and consequently, the chances of a dramatic coffee catastrophe. Now let's switch gears and talk about a classic physics trick, the coffee cup pendulum. You might have seen this used as a fun demonstration. Hang a coffee cup from a string and swing it back and forth. The trick lies in how momentum and centripetal force work together. As you swing the cup, it moves in a circular path, and the force pulling it inward keeps it from flying off. This simple experiment not only illustrates fundamental physics concepts, but also can serve as a reminder in everyday life. It's all about balance. If we can keep ourselves balanced, both physically and metaphorically, we might just avoid those messy spills. And here's a little bonus. Have you ever seen a magician pull off a magic trick where they drop something, but it doesn't break? This illusion often relies on the physics of momentum and energy transfer. For instance, a magician might drop a glass bottle onto a bed of pillows, which slows the fall and absorbs the impact. It's all about controlling the forces at play, folks. If we can learn to control our own momentum and how we manage the forces around us, we can navigate our lives with greater ease and fewer crashes. Let's talk about that moment when you accidentally drop your phone. It's not just about the height from which it fell. It's also about the angle of impact and the surface it hits. Dropping a phone from a higher position onto a concrete floor is a recipe for disaster. But drop it onto a carpet, and you've got a much better chance of walking away unscathed. The material absorbs some of that momentum, leading to less force on the device itself. This is why many of us invest in phone cases. It's a simple way to cushion the blow when accidents happen. Now let's put this all into perspective. Think back to that coffee cup disaster. What if you shifted your routine slightly? What if instead of racing through the kitchen, you took a moment to slow down, clear your path, and focus on balance? Momentum doesn't just play a role in breakage, it permeates everything we do, from the way we walk to how we interact with objects around us. Being aware of these forces can help us live smarter. Another thing to consider is how design plays a crucial role in preventing breakage. Take a look at the rise of sturdier materials in everyday items. The smartphone industry has made huge strides in creating devices that are more resistant to drops and scratches. Gorilla Glass, for instance, is engineered to withstand impacts and can handle a bit of rough and tumble that would easily shatter a standard piece of glass. It's a game changer. Companies are learning that people want durability, and they're investing in the science behind it. This is just a small example of how an understanding of physics is changing our everyday lives. You see, momentum leads to innovation. It pushes us to rethink designs and materials. The more we understand how breakage happens, how impact forces work, the more we can create resilient solutions. Think about the evolution of furniture too. Softer edges on tables, couches with rounded corners. These aren't just aesthetic choices. They're practical ones aimed at reducing injuries and damage. The world is moving towards safer designs, and that's something we should celebrate. Now that you're armed with some real physics knowledge about everyday breakage, you can start noticing these principles in your own life. The way you move through space, the materials you choose, even the routines you establish, all of these can be informed by a deeper understanding of momentum and impact. You have the power to make simple changes that can lead to fewer accidents and, of course, less shattered glass. So next time you feel that urge to rush through your house or juggle too many things at once, stop and think. Consider whether it's worth it. With a little bit of mindfulness and a sprinkle of physics wisdom, you can avoid turning your ordinary day into a mess of broken pieces. Let's embrace the reality that physics isn't just stuck in classrooms, it's alive and vibrant in our everyday actions. Ultimately, understanding these concepts is about empowerment. You can control your surroundings. You can reduce breakage. You can change how you interact with the world around you, and that's a win-win situation. So, the next time you pour your morning coffee or grab your phone, remember, momentum is real, and so is the choice to move through life with intention. Now go out there, embrace the physics of your daily routine, and keep those coffee cups intact. The deeper you go, the clearer it is that 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage has layers that are not visible from the outside. Once that context is in place, a lot of other things about 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage start to make more sense. The deeper you go, the clearer it is that 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage has layers that are not visible from the outside. Once that context is in place, a lot of other things about 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage start to make more sense. The deeper you go, the clearer it is that 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage has layers that are not visible from the outside. Once that context is in place, a lot of other things about 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage start to make more sense. The deeper you go, the clearer it is that 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage has layers that are not visible from the outside. Once that context is in place, a lot of other things about 1-minute physics tricks that explain everyday breakage start to make more sense. If this breakdown helped, share your take in the comments and subscribe for the next one.